Saba, and the team is coming through to get on this boat right here. Gorgeous place, and there's a church waiting for us there, and we're gonna do a medical clinic for them tomorrow. Be worshiping with them in church tonight, and it's gonna be a good time. So we're leaving the mainland and headed out to Utila Island, which is a part of one of the largest coral reefs in the world besides the Great Barrier Reef. And Utila Island and Roatan Island are a part of this. And then there are these keys, these little small islands off of Utila, which is where we're going to be meeting with the church there. Can't wait to meet the people and see what we can do. We had a bunch of medicine that we picked up yesterday, and we're going to be utilizing it. Hopefully we'll find someone who we can bless and love. Isn't this gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous.
Live your best yacht life now.
So we are rolling in to the island of Utila. So after getting off the big boat back there, we're now getting on a little boat, and it's going to take us to our destination somewhere on this island, which is not very big, but we'll see where we're going. What do you think, Beetle? What do you think, kid? So right off the dock, maybe 30 feet, we walk down a little concrete path right there. And Pastor Egan welcomed us to the Smyrna Baptist Church here on the key. I'm not exactly sure what the name of this key is. We're in a little key off of the island of Utila. Through our interpreter, we met Pastor Egan Mendez, and he told us about his church and how he came to it and how he felt a call from God to be here. He committed to 1 year, and he has been there for 5 years. The church is very poor and takes in on average $2 in offering, 50 lempiras per month. They have many needs. One of the biggest needs is just water. Believe it or not, they're on an island, but water is a real big part of what they need. It's a gorgeous island filled with beautiful things, and we got to know him, and we found him to be a very, very sweet man. You can see the beautiful mountains of the mainland in the background. The sun has just set. Some rain clouds over here. Hear the thundering. I don't know if you can see the clear water. We're just down in there, and thousands of fish, beautiful, colorful coral. People come here from all over the world to see the wonder, really, that is this water. I saw so many just incredibly gorgeous little fishies and sea urchins and crabs and snails and wow. And this is absolutely paradise. In the background you can see the hotel where some of our team is staying. I'm staying at the home of a man who came here because he was called to come here by God to reach the people. Now, there are people who over on the mainland over here, when I say mainland, it's Utila Island. We're on a key of Utila Island called the Lower Key. But a man came here years ago to bring the gospel, and he died. And I can't remember the exact age, but the man was either 98 or the wife was 98. He was 95. They each lived to be very old, and they lived here. Their last name is Howell. And I met their son, and he sold me some air conditioners in Miami over the phone, and was telling me about his dad's ministry and about growing up here on this island. You see, in the middle of all of this beauty and incredibleness, and I'll drop some pictures so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, there is absolute trouble in paradise. Drug use, human trafficking, because wherever the rich are and wherever they're wanting whatever they're wanting, they got to have people to serve them, and then there's an underworld. And so we're on the place where the people live who serve the wealthy and that kind of thing. So these people are very poor, actually. The pastor here kind of broke my heart that they can hardly pay their electric bill, that they don't really even have water to drink, that they have to have water brought in, and sometimes it doesn't come. In fact, we're at a time right now where water was not even delivered. It gets delivered once a week, and sometimes they miss that delivery. So anyway, they're experiencing trouble in paradise. We're here with them. We're trying to find out what little thing we can do. And so one of the things we can do is we can hug their neck, we can pray for them, we can love them, and we'll see what God can do through us. Hear the rumble from the storm in the background. They say everyone comes here, and they even themselves, even though they need rain, they prayed that it wouldn't rain, so we would think it was beautiful and enjoy our time. But they pray for rain because they gather their water that they drink from the rain. And they have things set up everywhere to catch the rain. And they're hoping anytime it rains, they're going to go get some rainwater so they can have water to drink. You wouldn't think about something like this. I really wouldn't, about the great disparity between the rich and the poor and the great trouble in paradise. They're ringing the bell here at the Smyrna Baptist Church. And we're sitting here singing, and we hope some people will come tonight.
Solamente eso lo puede hacer Jesucristo, lo que Jesucristo tiene para ustedes a través de nuestros members here too. Y Dios ha puesto algo en mi corazón para compartirles esta noche, inclusive.
In the middle of my sermon, the power went out, as it often does on this island, and the people pulled out their cell phones, turned on their lights, and I just kept preaching. There are no automobiles or roads on this small island, and most of the homes are up on stilts, and underneath them is water, and over the edges of the sidewalks are water, and it's just surrounded with beautiful fish of all different kinds pretty much everywhere. I loved it. It was kind of like living inside of a fish tank. Super early the next morning, we went to the church and set everything up for the clinic. So it's Thursday morning here on the island of Utila, and the team is setting up and getting ready to see some patients. And we're going to do it here inside the church. There is air conditioning here. If there weren't, it's really hot outside. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, the first patient knocked on the door. Before long, the place filled up with people, including this man in the wheelchair named after Douglas MacArthur. His name was Mike Arthur. People were eager to see the doctor. Everybody jumped in. Rebecca, my daughter, on the right there. Brian on the left. Rebecca holding a baby here. And Elizabeth grabbed a clipboard and jumped in helping out. Everybody did their part, and we are thankful that so many people came to avail themselves of the services. Dr. Troy fix the medicine, and prescribe what was needed. So I am walking around town with Pastor Egon Mendez, right?
Yes.
Or is it Menendez or just Mendez? Mendez. And we are visiting with English-speaking congregants that are not coming to church, and we're praying with them and talking to them. But we can't talk to each other. It's a funny world we live in. He types thing on his phone. Show me your phone. And he types into there to show the last message was, he was asking me a question. Let me see here. Yeah, we translate, and this is how we communicate with each other. So we're having a good time, right?
Right.
He has no idea what I'm saying, but anyway, it's interesting. We went to visit several homes, but this one home in particular, I visited with a man named Newton who had been seriously wounded and had his right leg taken off, but still provides for his family through fishing. He told me how he was lost at sea for 6 days without food and water when his engine broke. He told me this incredible story that deeply touched my heart and helped me get tuned in to where his heart was and what God was doing in his life. He said a lot during that story, but something he said stuck in my mind, and I'm never going to be able to forget it. And I'll just let him say it to you. When God was telling him he was going to save him, here's what he told him.
And then I said, I am God, and I don't forget my children. I am with you. And you tomorrow, 11:30, you're going to be taken to your dog. Okay?
And by God's grace, just like God had told him, he was tied to his own dock at 11:30 the next day. So Dr. Troy and his crew have been coming and doing house calls, and they're at the home here of this woman and her daughter and their kids. They all live right around here. And so we've been making friends with them.
Relax. Relax. All right. This shoulder, both shoulders. Okay.
So we saw the patients all morning, went on house calls. Team's a little bit wiped out. It's only noon. Here, the day gets started real early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, so everybody's tired. We took advantage of the siesta tradition and went back to work after that. Something that happened the next day is one of the greatest answers to prayers that I've ever had. In our next video, you'll see us do something we've never done.